Many of you want to lose some weight, and you would especially like to lose some of that weight that you're carrying around your midsection. Now, if your goal is to find the best exercises to help you lose that belly fat once and for all, but you don't really have access to a gym or any equipment at all for that matter, then this video is one that you definitely don't want to miss, because today I'm going to go over the best exercises to help you burn more fat and lose more weight right in your own home. Let me just first start with the painful truth that most other videos on belly fat won't even talk about, and that's the myth of spot reduction. We can't only reduce fat from our bellies without also reducing the fat from other sections of our body. So if we can get your body into a state in which it's burning fat for fuel, that means your body will be burning some fat from your thighs, some fat from your love handles, some fat from your face, and some fat from your hands, and some fat from your belly as well. This is the only way and the fastest way to reduce belly fat, by putting ourselves into a state in which our body is burning more overall fat for fuel. And as we lose fat from our whole body, we will also lose it from our midsection. So the question becomes, how do we put our body into a fat burning state? And the best way to do that is to create a larger caloric deficit. And the truth is that exercises like crunches, sit-ups, and leg raises, not only do they not target belly fat, again because spot reduction is a myth, but exercises like these also don't use very large muscles and don't involve multiple joints, so they don't burn that many overall calories. The only true way to create a larger caloric deficit with exercise is by increasing the calories burnt from each of the exercises we perform, as well as each of our overall workouts. This is why I want to give you 5 at-home exercises that'll burn the most calories in the least amount of time. At the end of this video, I'll explain how you can combine these exercises into a high-intensity interval training circuit to create a very effective at-home workout to help you lose weight and burn fat faster. Let's start with the very first one, which is a combination of a burpee finished off with mountain climbers. Burpees are by far one of the best exercises that you could do with no equipment to burn a lot of calories. This is because of 2 main reasons. One, burpees will work a lot of muscle groups at the same time, and they'll also work a lot of joints at the same time. You're essentially going to work your whole body. The second reason why burpees burn so many calories is because a lot of these muscles being worked are large. Larger muscles will burn more calories than smaller ones, and incorporating more muscles into one movement will burn even more calories. To perform this exercise, start by standing with your feet shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and your back as you lower your hands to the floor. Place your hands to the outside of your feet and jump your feet out into a push-up position. If you can't hop out into a push-up position, just walk your feet out one at a time instead. Once in the push-up position, lower yourself to the ground and push back up. Next, you're going to slightly raise your hips and perform 4 mountain climbers by bringing your knee into your chest and tapping your foot on the ground, alternating legs with each rep. Once you do all 4, you can stand up and jump straight up with your hands over your head. Then repeat from the very beginning. You'll immediately feel how taxing this exercise is on your body, because after you do just a few reps, you'll notice that you're breathing pretty heavy. Next, we have the dive bomber with 2 sit-throughs. Dive bombers are excellent at working your upper body, especially the chest, shoulders, and triceps, and sit-throughs are great at making you breathe nice and heavy. You want to start this exercise in a downward dog position, which looks like you're in a push-up position except with your hips really high up towards the ceiling. From this position, you want to lower yourself to the ground for what looks like an incline push-up. As you near the bottom of the movement and your chest comes closer and closer to the ground, you want to drop your hips to the ground and press your upper body up so you wind up in what looks like a cobra stretch. Hold that stretch for a second and then reverse the movement by bending your elbows and lowering your upper body to the ground as you raise your hips back up into that downward dog position. Then press up so your elbows are straight. From there, you want to move on to the sit-through. This is performed by lifting one hand and the opposite foot off the ground. Bring that hand up to your face as you kick that opposite foot through and rotate your body in that same direction. Keep rotating your body until you can tap the floor with your butt. Then rotate your body back to the starting position, the downward dog position that we started at, and repeat it on the other side before repeating the whole exercise. If staying up in a push-up position is challenging for you, you can drop to your knees and perform the exercise from there. But first, make sure you try to get as many reps as you can on your toes before dropping to your knees. The next exercise is going to involve high knees and a sprawl. This exercise will definitely get you winded very fast, so just be aware of that. Start by placing your hands in front of your body at hip level. Perform alternate high knees in which for each rep, you're getting your knees high enough to tap your hands at hip level. Each time you tap your hands, it counts as 1. You're gonna do this 10 times. Once you do 10, lower yourself to the ground by bending your back and your knees and place your hands on the outside of your feet once again, just like you did in the burpee. Next, you want to jump out with your feet really wide and drop your hips to the ground without bending your elbows. So you'll pretty much be hopping straight into that cobra stretch position. Raise your hips back up and hop your feet in between your hands. Again, if you can't hop your feet in, then just walk them in. Then stand up straight and repeat the movement from the very beginning. For the next exercise, we're gonna need either a sturdy chair, bench, or step that you can actually step onto. You want the step or the platform to be at least at knee level, if not higher. Start by standing in front of the step and perform a backwards lunge with your right leg. When doing the lunge, make sure you keep your feet hip width apart and step far enough back to keep your front knee from going over your front foot's toes. Lower yourself slowly down onto your right knee and rest it on the ground. Bring your left knee to the ground right next to your right knee so that you're on both of your knees. Then step your right foot up, so you're stepping up with the foot that you originally lunged backwards with. Stand up and step up onto the step with your left foot. Stand all the way up without touching the step with your right foot, then lower yourself back down to the ground with your right foot hitting the ground first, then bring down your left foot and lunge backwards with your right foot again to repeat the entire movement for 10 reps before switching to the other side for another 10 reps. Now, I know it may sound really complicated, but it's actually not as long as you start the exercise with the correct foot. Because if you do that, you're just alternating between right to left or left to right if you're doing the opposite side. Once you do a few reps, you'll get used to this pattern. The last exercise consists of lateral lunges and a squat jump. Most people that I see doing lateral lunges are doing them wrong, so make sure you don't make these same mistakes. Start by standing straight up and step one foot out so that your feet are nice and wide apart. Make sure you keep both feet pointed forward. You don't want to point your foot in the direction that you're stepping into. Next, you'll want to lunge to the side, but it's important to keep in mind that when you're lunging, you're not just bending your knee, but instead, you're sitting into the lunge by hinging your hips. When you do it right, it'll almost be like you're performing a squat on one leg while the other leg is straight. You'll know that you're doing it wrong if your knee starts crossing far over your toes. Once you perform the lunge, bring the foot you lunged with back into the starting position and now repeat the same movement on the opposite side. After doing both your lunges, you're going to squat down as low as you can and jump straight up as high as you can. If you have problems with your knees, you can just perform a squat to 90 degrees without the jump. Repeat this entire movement, including the lateral lunges and the squats. So those are the 5 best exercises that you could do without any equipment at all to burn a significant amount of calories right in your own house. Now, the way that I want this workout performed is for each exercise, you're going to do 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off for your break. Repeat each exercise 8 rounds of the 20 seconds on and the 10 seconds off before taking a 1-minute break and moving on to the next. I know only 20 seconds on may sound easy and it may even feel easy at first, but trust me, as the rounds go by, you're definitely going to start to feel it. That's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it's helped you out. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you're serious about burning fat, you have to understand that it's not only about working out, but it's also about following a proper diet plan. Like I said, the caloric deficit is what we're after here, and even if you're doing exercises that burn a lot of calories, if you're not watching what you eat, you can be taking all those calories right back in. So on my website, I have a challenge that on average is helping my clients lose either 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in just 6 weeks. And luckily, there's an at-home version of this program included as well. Right now, we're running the 6-week challenge for free. All you gotta do to earn it for free is stick to the plan. We include a diet plan, a workout plan, and an accountability coach to guide you through the entire process. And the challenge makes you hold yourself accountable by having something to lose. Most people fail diet plans because when the going gets rough, there's no incentive to actually stick it out. Our challenge is designed to tackle this very real psychological roadblock that many people run into. The fact that you have to earn the challenge by not cheating makes people actually follow through on what they said they were going to do from day 1 to day 42. And when you're consistent like that with this kind of a plan, I don't care who you are, you're gonna see some incredible results. The challenge can be found by clicking the link below in the description, or you can just visit the website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.